Today's video is for the NBA nerd. I'm being honest with you. I'm not even an S-tier NBA nerd. Like, I think of S-tier NBA nerds as the people that go into advanced stats that don't even watch the game of basketball, but literally just loves mathematics, but also likes sports at least a little bit. I'm a guy that balances the two. I like looking at advanced stats, but also I watch a ton of basketball because I think to have a valid NBA opinion, you need a little bit of both. You need the access to tell you something, and you need the numbers to back it up, or vice versa. So this was suggested from the forum down below. Y'all been killing it, giving us video ideas. I want y'all to start putting y'all names to it too, because the person that wanted me to do this, I don't even know who you are, so I can't give you your props. But today we're looking at some advanced stats and just nerding out a little bit. I hope I don't get in trouble with this. I'm using B-Ball Index for probably the majority of this video. I just really like their tools. It's I think a $5.99 a month subscription. This is not an ad, by the way. But I just really like looking at their stuff because they give you so many different options. So this is one thing we're gonna start looking at, and this is their player comparison pool or their player profiles. Now they used to have a tab where I could put Giannis versus LeBron and see their stats side by side to see who's better. I don't know what happened to that, but instead we got like player pools down here, and these are just the ones that they came with. I didn't adjust these to have Kenyon Martin Jr. versus Giannis. But this is what I do sometimes. Like right now, me and the homies are doing a series where we're ranking the top 10 point guards through centers. We just hit the point guard tier list, and I'll be honest with you, B-Ball Index helped me make like the super tough decisions. It gives you everything like what position he's playing on offense versus what position he plays on defense, his top stats or his top talents like finishing, playmaking, rebounding, interior defense. If this was 2K, they give you some badges. Also some badges that don't exist in 2K. Defensive rebound vacuum. Gives you like the overall raw stats, his age, his weight, his team, yada, yada, yada. But then we get down here, and this is where things get super interesting to me because it talks about how good they are and what percentile they're in. So like when Giannis is on the court, the lineup that he is playing with is in the 100 percentile, meaning that there's no lineup in basketball that is better at finishing than when Giannis is on the floor with 4 other people. But you know, he's got his deficiencies too. You see that 3-point percentage? 32 percentile, not very good, 29% from 3. But, oh well, this is not a but. He's open on pretty much all of them. As you can see, he's in the 89 percentile when it comes to openness on 3 because teams are like, we'd rather you shoot that 3 than bulldoze your way to the basket. And then you can see he's taking long threes. His 3-point quality is not very high. His 3-point making is trash, but his 3-point creation is high. Interesting. And overall, they're saying that Giannis is a B+ perimeter shooter. And this is why I like to keep the balance between the statistics and the eye test. Because if you're looking just at this, and this is the only stat you see, you would think this is a dude that's shooting B+, I would say 37% from 3, right? Nope, but when you take into consideration his creation, this is how you get the average of a B+. One-on-one, there's not a lot of players that are better than him. You know what I'm saying? Total isolations, he's in 98 percentile, and ISO impact, it is in the 93 percentile. There's only a few people that are better in the isolation than him. But he also turns the ball over a lot for his isolation numbers, and he likes to go on the left side versus the right side. See, just stuff like that. Like if I was a scout in the NBA and I was getting my team ready, I look at this and be like, okay, I know exactly where he want to go to get his isolations off. I like this feature, which is his crown. Meaning that out of all of the players in the game of basketball, Giannis is number 1. He's in the 100th percentile in scoring gravity. And then it tells you the definition in case you're wondering what scoring gravity really is. But he's like the number 1 in the entire game of basketball. I low-key expected to see more crowns. But you can see in his LeBron statistic, which is luck-adjusted player estimate. You see, like I said, you got to be down into the weeds. I just know if your LeBron is high, you're pretty good at basketball, and he's in the 100 percentile. Obviously, Giannis was a top 3 MVP candidate this year, so this is not too crazy to even think about. His points per possession on regular shots in transition actually lower than I expected it to be, low-key. Spot up, of course, doesn't make a lot of sense, but as the roll man, elite. As a post-up player, elite. On the cut, elite. On the dump-off, elite. On the putback, elite. On the handoff, very poor. And I wonder if that's due to lack of value or just in general, they just don't do a lot of handoffs. And then off the screen, he is elite. Okay, so we know that. That's Giannis. You know he was going to have a lot of A+ and stuff like that. But right now, I'm working on my top 10 shooting guard list. So I like to look at players that I think are in the same tier of player. Now, instead of having that big old headshot like you saw with Giannis, they have this feature where I can literally put 2 random NBA players against each other. Player comparison. So I don't know, for the sake of the video, let me think of 2 shooting guards that are in the same tier-ish of player. I'm going to put Donovan Mitchell and Bradley Beal. Give me every piece of data you got and give me percentiles, because I like to see percentiles, because I think that's probably the easiest way to figure it out. Okay, so these are basically the same exact numbers, but it's two players side by side without like a picture of their face. So you can see both of them have high finishing when it comes to their lineups, high playmaking. The spacing between them are both bad, which is surprising. Some of these things, I would want to see the definition of lineup spacing, because I'm thinking about the Utah Jazz last season. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. I thought that the spacing on that, not that it would be elite, but better than 9%. But they say overall, not 9%, 9 percentile. This is 9 percentile. Matchup difficulty, Bradley Beal higher than Donovan Mitchell. This is them on the defensive side of the ball. So it's saying that Bradley Beal guarded the other team's best players more than Donovan Mitchell, which is not a surprise whatsoever if you watched the Utah Jazz last season. But let's get to the efficiency numbers, because this season, Bradley Beal efficiency took a huge drop. He was in like the 40th percentile in efficiency, and that's just effective field goal percentage. True shooting was less than the 50th percentile. Overall, this was not a good, efficient season for Bradley Beal, especially when compared to a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who points above expectations was one of the best in all of basketball. But me personally, I don't really know what that means. So now that I know this, I need to go figure out what exactly points over expectation is, so I can talk about that and talk like, man, if I'm doing a podcast and if I'm saying that Donovan Mitchell is better than Bradley Beal and I'm using this as one of my points, hey man, his points over expectations was boom, 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 in an A minus percentile, where Bradley Beal was in the D percentile. But I got to be able to tell you what exactly that means. And at this point, I don't know. Let me go hit that glossary up. So here's the explanation. Got a picture of Kyrie, but this is 2018, so that's why he's in that jersey. Points over expectation uses league average efficiencies per possession in each synergy play type to set an expectation. Then the stat tallies the points scored conceded by each player and compares it to what the average would be. Okay, cool. See, just as simple as that. Now we know exactly what points over expectation is. And now we can say, Bradley Beal, not very good at that. Wow, Donovan Mitchell, yes. Now, stable transition points per possession, I'm not really thinking about that. Stable pick and roll ball handler points per possession. Wow. Bradley Beal was one of the worst in basketball compared to Donovan Mitchell, who, of course, as you know, had Rudy Gobert as a roll man, so that pick and roll duo has been pretty good for like half a decade at this point. Bradley Beal didn't really have that many great options when it came to his role man, the guy setting the screen. So I can kind of understand why the points per possession wasn't very high with him, because he didn't have a partner. And that's why you got to think about the context of these statistics. Dump off points per possession. That's where Bradley Beal dominates Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal dominates Donovan Mitchell. 2 percentile is ridiculous. But overall pull-up shooting, Donovan Mitchell got him beat. Shooting talent, Donovan Mitchell got him beat. Overall shot creation, Donovan Mitchell has him beat. If you don't want to go to like every single stat, I see that the last couple of every tier kind of gives you the complete story. So for example, instead of us going to every single one like total drives, boom, if we go straight down, rim field goal percentage, Bradley Beal got that. Shot quality, Bradley Beal, I would say this is beneficial to Bradley Beal. He's getting to the basket and going up against some of the best defenders. These aren't easy layups again. Same thing with Donovan Mitchell. Like, it's hard for him as well, but it's way harder for Bradley Beal. But his rim shot making is pretty damn high for somebody that rim shot quality is pretty low. And overall finishing ability, it still gives Donovan Mitchell the edge, but it's not by a lot. Now, if you want to get to just pure impact, they do have those stats for that. And these are those stats. Player impact. This is the LeBron, LeBron, LeBron war, all of this stuff. So in saying that, Donovan Mitchell wins this, On defense, it makes sense that Bradley Beal will be a better defender. Bradley Beal's not a great defender, but he's a lot better than what we saw from Donovan Mitchell last season, I'll tell you that. Overall war, LeBron war. Like, this is why I would look at this and be like, who is the better player if we're going strictly off impact? And it looked like it can go either way in a lot of cases. I mean, Box LeBron loves Donovan Mitchell. Old LeBron Box loves Donovan Mitchell. And even the D LeBron Box loves Donovan Mitchell more than it loves Bradley Beal. So yeah, you take in consideration all of this stuff. Perimeter shooting, shot making. Well, we know Donovan Mitchell's better at that, especially what I just talked about, the inefficiencies in Bradley Beal's games this season. So, you know, these are the type of stuff that I'm doing on the side when I'm in a spot where it's really rough. I don't know who to go with, so let's go look at some stats. I like this one a lot as well. I'm going to tell them straight up, only give me this year's season. Okay, great. I want a minimum of like 800 minutes played because I don't really need nobody that was coming off the bench and not playing a lot. So let's see, what type of graph do you want to put together? Playmaking talent. Let's try to look at some stuff. Playmaking talent and passing versatility. And you know what? Just you ain't got to show me the big. Actually, show me the bigs. That means Jokic is gonna end up on here somewhere. So show me the bigs too. And well, it gives you a scatter plot of pretty much every player that qualified. And it'll tell you, oh, these guys, the higher you go up, the passive versatility is higher, but you want somebody that's high and to the right, and that's where you get Nikola Jokic in the league of his own, basically. Playmaking talent, Trae Young, of course, and Luka Doncic, of course, but they are not extremely versatile, while Jokic is that. So that's fun. When it comes to the least, it's the 2 centers that were in the Utah Jazz system last season, and then DeAndre Ayton. You don't look at, like, a lot of the majority of centers are going to be in this left corner because you don't look to them to have playmaking talent and definitely not playmaking versatility. So I'm not too surprised by that. Let's do another one. Let's go rim deterrence. So this is one for my big men out there. And actually, I'm gonna tell them don't show me no guards. Actually, I don't need no guards. This is a big man statistic only. Whoa. So majority of people's rim deterrence is like straight down the middle. I picked rim defensive field goal percentage versus expected. So the higher you are, the easier it is to score on you at the paint. The lower you are, the better. So you want to be, in this case, you want to be in the left corner because your rim deterrence is high. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Am I misreading this? No, I'm not. The lower your rim deterrence percentage is, the better defender you are. Right? Does that make sense? No, that does make sense. People don't challenge Rudy Gobert, so it should be negative. People challenge Jared Allen, they don't have a good time at it. That's why you got this down below. So if you want to be afraid of people who be afraid of you at the rim, you go to that left corner. If you want people to go at you, but you still getting stops, it's down and towards the middle to the right. I made this graph and it made me my brain almost explode trying to read it. Rim point save, let's change that. I don't even need rim deterrence anymore. Straight up rim protection. I don't even know how to calculate that, but we talk about bigs again. Oh my God. Wait a minute. This don't look right, ladies and gentlemen. Rim points saved per 75. Do y'all understand why I keep saying I love the signing of Isaiah Hartenstein for the Knicks? This man had the best rim protection of all the basketball and saved the most points at the rim per 75 possessions. Rudy Gobert is right there with them. Oh, I guess not really. That's a big gap between the two. Now, obviously, Rudy Gobert played way more minutes than Isaiah Hartenstein, as Isaiah Hartenstein was a backup. But you get what I'm saying. The worst is Rudy Gay, which, I mean, he's not even, I shouldn't even have small forward and power forwards. Give me strictly centers, bro. We about to see who the worst rim protecting center in the basketball is. It was Willie Hernangomez, and then Jokic. Oh, snap, Jokic. Dang. But there are other defensive stats that love Jokic, you know? So it's about, and you listen, I'm going to let y'all in on the secret. These numbers can help tell so many different narratives. You just got to find the one that fits the one you want to pick. Because I can find some stats that make Jokic like a great defender. I know. And he's not a bad defender. I don't think this showcases that, you know what I'm saying? This is not real. He's not the second worst defensive center in all of basketball. That's just not true. But I can guarantee you, if I went to post defense, I don't know, help defense activity, that don't feel right. But let's see. Maybe this will showcase it. Okay, post defense for Jokic is about average, it looks like. So that's not a good one. If it's the last thing I'm doing, I'm gonna get you some stats to make Jokic look elite. I'm telling you. I legit can't even find him. Where are you at, Jokic? Oh, so there he is. Okay. So screener rim defense, Jokic was towards the top of the league when it comes to centers, strictly centers. And then rim contest per 75 possessions, he's in the top 15 or so. So that's good. I think we can keep screener rim defense because, again, he's pretty high on that list. We got to change this one to make it better. Oh, wait. I think I might have found the deflections. Right? Nikola Jokic gets a lot of deflections per game, doesn't he? The answer is yeah. I mean, out of all of these, he looks like the best defensive player here, right? Screener rim defense, he's at an 8. And he's also getting the most deflections. High right is where you want to be right now. Simple. We made Jokic like a really good defender. It ain't that hard. You know, it's screener rim defense don't look too good. Let's find something else. Here it is. Part of the defense is getting the rebound and finishing. There we go. This make Andre Drummond like the best defensive center. He's getting deflections and he's getting rebounds. That's Chicago Bull right there. I'm trying to think who's the worst NBA player I could think of. Oh, you know what? No, forget that. You know, they got pretty much every player since 2013, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of want to go see Joakim Noah in 2014. 2014 was the season where he was out there doing his great stuff. It's around that age. All right, so let's see where he was at. Oh my God. This doo-doo sign means he's the worst in basketball. But that's perimeter shooting. We ain't looking at that. Yeah, give me some offensive rebounding numbers. Yeah, see? They was laughing because you had a doodle stain a little bit, but now you got the A's and the A pluses. The defensive rebound, there's nobody better. Perimeter defense, hey, steals per game. This is my center doing that. Screener, mobile defense. Hey, interior defense, stop sleeping on Joakim, dog. He was that. He was really that. And then look, all of the advanced metrics loved him. Offensively, defensively, the Raptor, the lucky adjuster. I don't know what half of this stuff mean. It loved Joakim Noah that season. It did. And me and the guys did this on our pod. I want to go LeBron. This will be the last thing we do. Not an ad, like I said, but I really have a lot of fun looking at this site. We're going to go 2013-14 LeBron James, right? Are y'all ready for greatness? Oh, it's not as great as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way more crowns. Points over expectation, he was best in basketball. Offensive RPM, he was best in basketball. Maybe this is the wrong season. Maybe I'm 1 year too early. Hold on, let's go 1 year down the line. 2014-2015. Maybe not. I'm bugging. It was one of these years where he had like 9 crowns on him. You're like, dang. You know what? Let's go Steph Curry unanimous MVP season. Then that'll be the last one. Unanimous MVP season. See what we got. 3-point percentage, A+. He was the crown at 3-point shot making. Close to a crown at 3-point creation, but somebody had to have him tied because he got an A+ 100 percentile, but not the crown. And overall perimeter shooting, he did that. He's got the crown in scoring gravity. Love to see that. A crown in old LeBron, a crown in LeBron War, a crown in Raptors when it's added, a crown in LeBron box, a crown in old LeBron box, a crown in defensive, DPM? Regardless, points over expectations and all of that. So yeah, this season was insane. It's a reason why he was the unanimous MVP. So yeah, man, that was one for the nerds, looking up some random NBA stats and making some graphs and doing some craziness. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like.